What's going on, guys? This is going to be another quick weekly challenge video. I think that this should be an interesting one because people in chat have told me that it's a little difficult, and they said this might go into the whole AoE sucks thing. Like last week, I'm going to try to just show you guys how you can get the 100 essence for getting, the one wave hold, and after that, kind of not trying any farther. The 100 essence, though, is kind of my go-to with this stuff. So if I'm looking here, I'm just going to place all the units out again, right? Like, I think this is a good idea to do, just like last time, so we can see what we're working with. So this is probably the upfront stuff. We've got 2 violets. We've got a bunch of masks that are tantruming and not tantruming. Got a Daphne. And then, okay. We've got enough gold to boost both cats to full. Alright. Alright. This should be doable. This should be doable. We've got what being sent to us? A pack. So full aura, 3 brutes. Full aura, 3 brutes. Okay. Not gonna lie, this build looks familiar, and I'm scared this is one of the games I was in. Not gonna lie, this looks familiar. So, let's go Daphne up front here, because we want to try to get as much damage as humanly possible early. We want our masks, I think, to be up front as well, so we get more damage out of them, just the same way you would do anything else. We literally just gotta build the flower over here, I think, to try to hit damage on this stuff. The rest of our build I want to put on this right-hand side, left-hand side. I'm going to move our Windhawks a little bit farther, and then put our, I think, Orchid here. Orchid Infiltrator. Let's just try this. See if it works. We literally only need to get a score of 27, which is not high whatsoever. The problem is the single target damage in this build is rather garbage. So we need to kind of play around that, right? You'll notice how like everything is super low health, but nothing's dead. But I think we already passed the 27% that they got, just because we built, I think, better than them. But let's see. No, 19. Oh, geez. Okay, this is gonna be a little tougher than I thought. Okay. Let's try. Let's try putting the flower behind here. That little extra damage might make a difference. The big problem I have right now is the boars are taking full damage and aggro, and then nothing else takes any aggro. You want things to be a little bit more split aggro, right? This is worse than the last time. I'm gonna reset the wave. That was much worse than last time. In this situation, the shurikens don't really help because we don't have any gold, right? So we'd have to not buff one of the cats once, and that's just not worth shurikening. Okay, so I think we're still fine. Like, we want the boars to make this full run. That's fine. I think we just need to put our units a little farther forward. And maybe, this is not how I would theoretically do it, but I'm thinking maybe if we put our units on the right-hand side here, this might be more beneficial. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're getting a little bit more split damage, which is good, right? We want that split damage. Our cats are getting much better aggro, which is huge. 1 brute died, 2 brutes died. Our masks are still being able to sit here and just peg away at damage. Another brute dead. Yeah, as many violet casts as possible is really important. I got 27 there. And that's why I'm placing the violets kind of behind here to try to get them to survive. But the question now I'm coming up with is it better to actually place our masks over here to try to get some weird split aggro going?
Yes.
Right, like this is our single target damage. We kind of want this on the side, taking aim at as little units as possible. In this situation, though, the violets should be taking aggro like literally last in all of these situations, so we should be better off. So that was an extra blast by the violets. So that's 2 full shocks. I don't think I'm getting a third here, unless I place the masks much farther forward. And I think this was the play. Look at how much better I'm holding now, because the masks are just sitting there and delaying for longer, and allowing our single target damage to just sit here and keep pegging away. Yeah, that's actually a much better score. Much better score. Now the question is, let's try this one more time. I'm just genuinely curious if we can get a little bit better here. So again, we're getting our masks to split damage. That in itself is massive. It allows our single target damage to sit here and peg away. That again is also massive. We want to have these masks take a little bit of aggro, I think, but I don't think we can do that without, you know, we just need to play it a little differently. The big thing here, and this is going to be a massive thing, is you need to get your brutes, the brutes, the hermit, the mole to get sniped earlier. Like right now, we sniped the mole actually pretty quickly here, which is a big difference. We're going to full clear. Yep, just like that. We'll clear just like that. This actually is a pretty easy one, if we're being honest. Infiltrator. Let's take away Infiltrator here. Try again. It's as quick as you can snipe that mole. That makes life so much easier. If mole dies right away, you're great. If mole doesn't die right away, you're going to be screwed. Oh, reset. That was worse. Let's try putting these a little farther forward. At the end of the day, the AoE targeting is really hard. Okay, we got an extra zap out of that violet, but the other violet died really early, so we don't get enough kill there. What if I sacked a small mask and buffed the orchid here? I could. We could try that. Give us a little bit more gold. Honestly, the baby mask is probably worthless in this situation, so it might be better off doing this. Yeah, the baby mask doesn't really help us very much. Right now, the big thing is I need my violets to get 2 splashes, and that violet died right away, so this probably doesn't hold. The mole is getting aggroed by the great boar, which is hilarious. Not a hold.
From the shadows.
Like, you look, see how much overvalue he is here? 600 value over, and he's struggling this hard. That just tells you how bad the AoE is on some of these waves, right? You'd actually be surprised on how much better this build, I think, would do if they had one boar upgraded. Boars upgraded are so strong. No, yeah, the value counter doesn't take Sen into play. Not at all. But it does make a difference. Like, that's how much over he is the normal recommended value. I want the violets to take a little aggro, right? Like this is almost perfect. Violets are taking little to no aggro. They should get another splash off. Okay, why didn't it? Okay, that took forever for that one to hit again. But yeah, this is the RNG of this, right? This is the RNG of this. We held better when we had them a little farther back. So let's put them back to where they were. Try again. Oh, I didn't buff the Orchid. That's fine. The Orchid doesn't do shit in this situation. That one wave where we sniped the mole was literally the difference. And mole comes in on the left-hand side. So we might be able to get the mole sniped a little easier if we change things up.
Swiftly.
So maybe we go like this here. There's our 1, 2, so we can go 1, 2. Maybe try this, like this. Throw things out there, see what sticks. It could just be an RNG thing where my build was actually fine. I just need to run it 300 times to get it. Violets are taking a little too much aggro there. We want them to take aggro, but not that much.
Quickly now.
That's better, I think. Yeah, you want to try to minimize how much gold you're using, because the only way to win then is to use less gold. That's how you win these, using less gold. And that might be a hold. Very close. Very close. But yeah, I mean, I'm just showing you guys, this is kind of the process, right? You have to try to minimize how much gold you're using, and that's actually a massive portion of all these. Yeah, there's massive amounts of RNG in this, so this really has no grip in reality. I'm just changing things, seeing if they work. It doesn't mean that what I'm changing actually was the thing that needed to be changed. How early you snipe that mole is literally 90% of all this. Right? Like, I could go like this and now place them back here, and I get better RNG and it holds. Right? Like, those two tiny masks make no difference, realistically, on how this is going to hold. This is all RNG on how quickly you can snipe a, mole. If you snipe the mole early, you win. If you snipe the mole late, you lose. Right? One of my violets died too early. Restart. Mole's not getting sniped. We already know it's a lost wave. Restart. That's kind of how these work, right? Yeah, but for someone to get like, you know, 265, you have to have a lot of gold in your pocket left over, which makes these very difficult to actually beat on a consistent basis. How quick we snipe the sends is like 90% of why this holds and why it doesn't. I'm seeing this as you could probably get away with not having the flower down. So, like, I'm thinking, theoretically, you could not have a flower down, place a mask, and have maybe double shuriken, full shuriken boost, and you could maybe get this. The flower might be actually necessary because it does quite a bit of damage, honestly, in long term, right? But, you know. It's sniping the mole, good RNG. Like, there's a lot of stuff here that makes this difficult. Like, having your unit split tank just enough, but not too much. How many... does the cat get a heal off? If cat gets a heal off... like, so many things. Like, in that situation, we started sniping them all, but it's too late. Right, like, this is... it's all RNG. The whole guide here, though, is that I wanted to show you guys a build that worked. And once you have a build that worked, you can play this until you think you get enough. The whole goal is to get over 27. If you get over 27, you're happy, right? Because you're getting 1,000 essence, and that's kind of it. This is going to be my last try, and then we're going to just be done. Because I really don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for me to keep doing this. Ooh, the pack leader got targeted. So this is all RNGesus. Pack leader got targeted early, so we're looking a lot better. But then Mole didn't get targeted early enough, so we're not going to hold it. This is actually a lot closer than you'd be realizing here. This is like just a tad bit of RNG better, and we hold this with more than 100%. So that's kind of it. You know, like if I could, seeing that, I can probably sell the mask and get away with an extra, 50 gold total then. So I'd be at whatever it is, 150 score. That's kind of the entirety of this challenge, though. RNG, you need to snipe the mole and you need to snipe the pack leader as soon as humanly possible. If you can kill a pack leader mole right away, and then even getting close to hermit, you're sitting really great. Mole is probably most important, but you have to remember that attack bonus that you get from the pack leader is really big. Either of them getting sniped can give you a pretty easy chance at holding this. If I would have had any of my Daphnes attack the mole there then, instead of going for the right after the pack, that would have been an easy 100 plus clear. That's kind of it, though. Hope this stuff was helpful for you guys, and best of luck in the challenge yourselves. Peace.